Welcome to the stage, Leah Mosier. You got some fans here. Did you bring a crowd?
All right. Hi, my name is Leah Mosier, and I'm here today to talk to you about design thinking and solar. Design thinking, in a nutshell, is making solutions that work. It's asking, what do we have, and how can we make it better? It's looking at the typical travel experience where you're carrying heavy bags and it's really uncomfortable, and adding 2 wheels to the bottom of the bag to invent a rolling suitcase. It's looking at education issues in rural Africa and designing a solar-powered light so children can study at night. It's taking complicated utility bills and making them user-friendly and adding an element of competition into the mix to motivate energy savings. And in our case, it's looking at users of solar and seeing how can we make technology more useful to them. Solar has the potential to work amazingly. Costs have declined 80% over the past 10 years, yet we see it's only 1.3% of the United States' total energy consumption. So what's going on? We have the technology, we have the economics. What's missing? Well, what's missing is the human component. We're not designing for our users, so they're not using our solutions. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why that's happening, and I'm going to give you 2 tips in 3 minutes on how to design solar with users in mind. This will help you be more creative, and anyone can do it, even if you're not in the solar industry. So, the first tip is to have empathy. Empathy is understanding what people need. And to be honest with you, I see a lack of empathy in this industry. I see companies carrying out what they think is right, but they don't truly know what people need. So I know this has happened to me before. I was working on a mid-sized solar project, and I thought, low cost is the answer to solar adoption. And I thought if utilities knew this, that they would just, adopt these projects and things would be great. So my team modeled the economics, and we showed utilities millions of dollars of savings over the lifetime of the project. Yet many of them were still not interested in doing a solar project. So what was the problem? Well, the problem was we were missing a whole other underlying component. So we went back to the drawing board, and we interviewed many utilities across the country. What we found was that there was a fear. While the economics were good, there was a fear of being the first person to carry out a project in their area. Instead, they wanted a sense of community where they could learn from each other and see what the risks were. Basically, what they wanted was a friend to just say, it's going to be okay, the risks are worth it. So this changed our approach entirely. Instead of just pitching the economics, we decided to create a website and workshops focused on community and learning, which has been way more successful. So empathy is important, and if we don't use it, we fail. So how can you do this in your own work? Well, take a step back from what you think you should do, and instead talk to people. Understand what it is that they truly need, and this can serve as a place to jump off to this next step, which is to ideate. Ideating is coming up with creative ideas. And for me, this is my favorite part, super fun. So I encourage you to gather a group of people together at work and try these 2 tricks that can allow anyone to be creative. So this first trick is to change one variable. And let's say we have rooftop solar and we list the variables. So we have these panels made out of silicon, they're tilted, they're mounted on a roof, it needs sunlight to function. And if we change one variable and say, it's no longer mounted on the roof, and instead it becomes the roof, then look, we've invented Tesla's solar roof. Amazing. We just changed one variable and we came up with this creative idea. The second trick is to gain inspiration from other fields. So in my case, if I'm looking to develop a community, I can look into other fields that do this well. So you might want to look into a meetup group, a concert, or a religious community. And let's say we choose a religious community, we can see what allows this community to thrive. So maybe they have a celebration or a champion of their ideas. Maybe they bring people together once a week or have a unifying text. So I can ask myself, how can I apply this to my own work? Well, maybe I want to have a unifying text or a champion of my work. And by doing this, this allows me to step outside of my comfort zone and be more creative. So today what I want to leave you with is 2 tips. The first is to have empathy, and the second is to come up with creative ideas. And remember that designing solar with users in mind and with creativity leads to better results. Thank you.